Hello and welcome to Season Y, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're watching Season Y, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you for joining us. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to Season Y on YouTube, help us grow the platform. Here's what you need to do. Go ahead and subscribe to Season Y, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to Season Y, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so very much. This was a statement made maybe a day or so ago by the president's wife, the first lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, on Sunday. On Sunday, in fact, on the, if I recall, the Nigeria's Independence Day. The question, of course, is, as many of us know, the colonials, when they tell you you are independent, are you really independent? There are different controls that they have that prevent you from really being independent, and those controls, they exercise it on you. So for me, I don't believe we're independent. But so on Sunday, she said her husband is not a magician. She was saying this at Abuja while speaking at the Interdenominational Church service to mark the Nigeria's Independence Day. Something tagged Christ in you, the hope of glory. Don't know what that means. It doesn't improve the lives of the people. So that's just a statement that was made by Remi Tinubu. She's saying that her husband is not a magician. Okay, nobody said he is. What we want is for the infrastructure to be fixed. That's what we're really interested in. So this is just a side comment. I don't know how you see it, the suffering of the people must be addressed. And to be honest, there is many people will tell you that they're not able to eat 3 square meals a day, and that translates into nothing to celebrate. So I'll leave it at that. Of course, I'll keep talking about, and I'll keep every opportunity to talk about a very particular point, which is, please be aware of your constitutional powers. That is what we need to be doing. Be aware of your constitutional powers. You have the powers to hold your governors to account. We are encouraging you to use it. And also, we also advocate for the constitution to be translated into our local languages, so that the people can be part of the process. They can understand the laws that is being used to govern them and the powers they possess within those documents, that constitution. So we need the translation. We're working on that on Oduduwa and Citizen AY and Oduduwa TV Radio, and we'll be giving you updates on that as we do that. We're trying to do what we can ourselves, but it would be best if the government actually were proactive and actually printed the constitution in our local languages, because that is where our people can really begin to participate in our governance. If you want the people to participate in the governance, it's not about voting alone. It is about them knowing what the laws are in their language and knowing the powers that possess and how they can use those powers to hold those they elect to office to account. In this case, you can see that Section 14(2)(a) states sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So you can see clearly that if you were to put that into a local language, which I will do in Yoruba in a minute, you will see that the people will understand that, and that understanding will encourage them to take part in that process of governance. That's what we're trying to get at. Section 14(2)(c), of course, cements that sovereignty by saying the participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Again, that's in the constitution, Section 14(2)(c). Now let us go and look at it in Yoruba, for example. So it gives you an idea of what you need to do. In Yoruba, you can see on the screen, and I'm showing you as much as I can. So that is the constitution in Yoruba. Let me just zoom out a touch so you can get a better view. That's better. So I'm going to translate the whole thing in Yoruba again. 14(2)(a), you can see it on there. 14(2)(a). So we're going to read that in Yoruba. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tíjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè nígbà gbogbo agbára. Ìtumọ̀ yẹn ni pé agbára àti àṣẹ ìjọba ó ti ọwọ́ gbogbo aráàlú wá. a ní ẹ̀tọ́ àti agbára láti béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn. Báwo la ṣe máa kópa nínú ìjọba? Ìkejì ó sọ fún yín, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí, which means ó ń ṣàlàyé fún yín pé ẹ lè kópa nínú ìjọba torí pé ẹ̀yin lẹ ní àṣẹ àti agbára tí ìjọba fi ń darí ìlú. Ẹ dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti bi wọ́n ní ìbéèrè lórí owó, omi, iná àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. What I just did there was to try and explain that in our local languages. You see, that explanation is very important for our people. Market women, farmers, organizers, booker owners, youths, everybody from age of 4. If they know that in their local language, they will more willingly participate in the process of governance. And that is what we need to do. It's not about just voting at elections alone. It is about understanding those laws in your language and your powers within the Constitution and how you can hold those you elect to office to account that counts. And that is why we are doing this now. We will be putting this with everything that we're doing to encourage people to know the powers we possess. And we urge the government to print it, to do the Constitution, translate it into our local languages as soon as possible. And of course, we're urging the government to fix the refineries. If they are not fixable, get new ones. Swap it, get something new in place. I'm sure you can fix it even if in a temporary basis to at least to reduce the price of the oil that people are paying for. The petrol, processed petrol, because that is really hurting the people and the economy. So it's in the interest of the government to actually make sure that those refineries are working in the short term, at least until they're going to replace it. That's my take. Anyway. How do you see it? As you're looking at the screen, the naira is only worth 0.0013 of the dollar. That means it's not even up to 1p. For as long as that remains the case, our products will remain will be bought on cheap prices, and they would and it will make it difficult for us to set up manufacturing bases. So we really need to address that. It is time that the Central Bank of Nigeria and the federal government devise a plan. The BRICS, for example, they are doing swap deals about if you buy, I can give you oil and you give me something else. That's the kind of thing we need to be looking at, and we need to move in away. We need to start thinking of moving away from the dollar as a currency in which we base our naira. There's no connection between the two. It is just an imaginary connection that is actually stealing the wealth of Africans, Nigerians away from us. We need to wake up, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Citizen, the platform where we speak truth power. One more time, please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification button, give a thumbs up, and help us reach more people. Please share this broadcast, particularly this section. We need the Constitution. We need the Constitution to be translated into our local languages to encourage the participation of our government people in their governance and be able to hold those elected to office to account. All too often, many of our people are afraid of the people they elect into office because they think, oh, they're gods. No, they're not. In their local languages, it will demystify the politicians, and that's a very important point to make right there. You're watching Citizen, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you, and bye for now.